Okay, this is the latest edition of Front Up, and I'm Whitey Willauer, and I've got a great guest today, Patty Roggeveen, and Patty is right here. Now, Patty, good to see you.
You too, Whitey.
Now, I gather you the executive director of the Dreamland, or what is your official title?
I am. I'm the executive director of the Dreamland. It's a foundation, a not-for-profit foundation, so we are in the process of rebuilding the theater, but it's a broader kind of organization, so with a board of directors and the whole 9 yards.
But more than, when I say broader, is that more than just the Dreamland, or you got other projects?
We're thinking about it. You know, we've got a lot on our plate right now, so we're not thinking too hard, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I noticed you got a big hole in the ground.
We do.
Yeah.
And I purposely, for your sake, I made sure that I knew when we were going to finish the foundation. So I've got that date if people are interested.
Well, when are you going to finish the foundation?
Well, it's around kind of the second week of February, so why don't we say February 14th, because it's a good target. Valentine's Day, we'll have the wall, you know, the sort of foundation all complete. So.
And then you start going up?
Then we'll go up. Steel will be next. So it'll get closed in, I hope, by June 15th.
And then when is your beneficial occupancy? When do you have the seats in and the movies going?
The seats in, we're ordering the seats, we're looking at the seats. We are aiming for a soft opening about this time next year. So
soft opening meaning?
Local community kind of, you know, iron out the kinks, with the grand opening being the film festival in June of 2012.
You mean we can get free tickets for a while?
No promises, Whitey. Unless you know the ticket taker. But no, we'll sort of see how it, you know, kind of manifests this time. Like I said, around this time next year. It'll take about 12 to 14 months is the estimation. And but the real goal is to be available for the film festival in 2012.
What else is there going to be in the facility there?
All right. Well, if you come in, there'll be a really wonderful lobby where you begin with the concessions and the tickets, and then it narrows a bit to go into what is essentially the movie theater lobby, the next lobby, with the bathrooms off of that area, elevators, sort of central central area for people to get up and down the steps, and then there'll be the sound and light lock into the main theater, which about 340 seats or so. So the main movie theater will be actually further back than it used to be. So it's back
toward the water.
Towards the water,
yeah.
Right. Which was a little tricky with the engineering, because if you think about the seating, you know, the lot itself gets wetter and wetter as you get closer to the water line.
Sure.
So we had to go. What we're sort of doing is going up to slope down. So the building kind of comes up a slight grade and then goes down again. There's also going to be a second floor. Well, there's a projection floor, so that's a mezzanine level, but there's a top floor which will host a second theater. It has all the historic features from the old historic meeting house. That'll be in the front section of the building. So the trusses that we're renovating, the windows, the flooring, we've taken the floor joists and planing them down and putting the floor. That's going to be the floor in that particular room. It should be a gorgeous room with collapsible seating, so it's a very flexible room too. So it could be in collapsible staging. It could be for, you know, a theater, sort of some kind of small theater, or it could be an art show, a dance. You know, it's a very flexible room, and
it's going to have a stage. And
a lot of it will be collapsible in that area, but it should seat about 180 people all total. So it's a good sized room, and it's got a lot of potential for, you know, what its history has been, which is meeting space for community, dances for the community, and or performances.
Maybe we could have the teenage dances up there.
We could definitely have the teenage dances, and additionally, if you then walk back towards the water side of the building, there'll be bathrooms and offices, but then at the very back is a gorgeous room that opens up to a sort of porch and overlooks the harbor. So the view is gorgeous, and you could use both, you know. And there's a kitchen up there as well, so it's a great space for
so
catering.
You actually could cook food up there.
Yep.
You're going to get it through Richard Ray, and make sure.
We are.
That ought to be interesting.
It's all new though, so
it's all new.
It's all new.
You think you'll pass?
We think we'll pass.
Yeah. So now tell me, as far as the is it air conditioned and heated and?
All the, you know, it will be up to code. So there'll be not only air conditioning, heating, which wasn't there before, but handicapped accessibility.
On the second floor?
Yep. Yeah. And there'll be, you know, everything according to what the current building code provides basically for a lot of different issues. So yeah, very accessible, new, technology-wise, it'll be cutting edge.
Wow.
It'll be a great building.
Now, what about the load on the second floor? I mean, do you have to have steel trusses hidden around the old wooden trusses, or?
Well, the trusses are really going to be there as show. So we thought about for a brief second using them as structural, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in bad shape. There's a lot of powder post beetles and things of that sort. Yeah, the building will be steel, and as I was saying, the foundation being finished in February, the steel structure will go up next. So at least in the very front section of the building, the structure will be steel, and then we talked, move to stick building, so surrounding all of that. So
now, is this going to be endowed? I mean, obviously, you're going to have problems in making budget and things like that when you get going.
The building itself will cost. We've raised over $23 million
really?
In the last 2 years. And that includes the purchase price. So the property itself was $9.8 million, which was in the old days before the crash. But so we did, the board members did save it from development, like as a hobby plan. So that was good. And additionally, we've raised $13 million on top of that original investment. The building itself will cost upwards of $15 to $17 million, which puts us.
So you're up to close to 28.
Yes, and and I should say it will be closer to the 14, 15 because the total price that we're looking at is more like 27, 28 with an endowment. So we're and that's soft cost, and as you know, we've actually had designed two buildings. So we had one that just was way too expensive to build, and we started all over again. So, but this current building is pretty efficient, very efficient. Oh, by the way, it's a lot of geothermal wells. It's we're going for green gold. So we are LEED certified. In the old historic district. So that's pretty good. But it's going to have a cost that, in terms of endowment, we're looking. Our business plan at least suggests $3 million as an endowment, and we've started particular endowments, like specific to
targeted.
Yeah, Wheezy Foundation, for instance, helped us out with starting our children's endowment. So that was just this year.
So the kids can get free tickets?
No. That would be for the educational programming that we're going to provide as well in this space. So.
My mother's stepsister had free tickets, and she used to hand them out to her friends.
There must be a membership pass or something you could dig up with.
Because the kids really, flocked around her.
Right.
She had free tickets because I think her father owned it. I don't know what it was. Some kind of skullduggery was going on. And will you be open year-round as far as movies are concerned?
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We will. And like I said, the efficiencies in the heating and the cooling of the building will help us maintain the cost, at such a level as to make it feasible. But we will be a year-round facility, and both the movies and the community spaces upstairs.
Now, how about the outside? Is there any idea about? I think you had extra land, and you were talking to the land bank, and
yes,
where's all of that?
We're going to go back to the land bank. Bill Little's been working with Bill Hunter on that. It's really kind of off my radar screen as far as a focus, but we will go back to them. We do intend to have community space in the back, and we think that the land bank would be a great partner on that. We have, gotten all our licenses, and of course, in the Chapter 91 license as part of that, our license has us having a park in the back, but it's not required. It just has to be open space. So at this point, we're still making, the board is very committed to making this a very public facility, and I think that they're very sincere in that respect. The back actually has these two large barn doors behind the stage. It is possible to actually open the barn doors and have the stage face outside. So it could be that in not a full stage, but you could do musical performances, for instance, off the barn doors with the stage behind you and all the equipment, the acoustics equipment and the like available for that use.
So you could do some outside performances?
Yeah, we've learned a lot in the last couple of summers because, we've used the outside and we have neighbors to consider and things like that. But the concerts were always a big hit, and, early in the afternoons, things like that. It could be done. So the building is created so that that's a possibility. And
that's great.
Yeah.
Now tell me, what are other things that you dabbling in?
What other things besides sitting next to you on Wednesday nights there waiting? I don't know. You mean in my life, generally speaking,
whatever,
or Dreamland? Yeah, you know, the Board of Selectmen. I mean, this is it's a big time of year for us with the budget, and you know, I actually ran out to get the paper this morning just to see.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, just to see what they said about our sewer rates. So you can tell it's sort of an intense time with things and questions, but you know. It keeps you busy, as you know, and the various committees that you're part of as part of the board also keep you busy. And we had a great meeting with the NCTV folks, and I'm excited about getting that public access station open and running.
That's right. You're the representative on the television channel.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Now I gather your daughter said the Pledge of Allegiance this morning.
She did. This news travels so quickly on this island.
I picked that up at the health club.
Did you really?
They said, "Oh, ask her about the fact that her daughter was."
Did you know my other daughter, Irena, won the geography bee at the middle school the other day?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, first
really?
Out of 3 grades. She was. Yeah. The paper didn't cover it, but you could bring her on to interview if you'd like.
Yeah, and I'll ask her about all of these strange places.
Mount Kilimanjaro was the final question that got her.
How did they word that one?
The highest point in Africa. So.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think I would have hit that one because it's a standalone, volcano, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So she won, and she competed against a bunch of kids. You know, they all took a test, and then a certain segment made it into the finals, and she won the whole thing. Now my son is, James came in second in the same thing, so she actually had one over him finally.
So she's competing against her brother. What did he lose on?
I've forgotten, actually. It was some island or something. Not this one, but some other place in the Pacific.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
But he's older than she is.
Yeah, this was 2 years ago. He was second in the.
Oh, I see. They weren't competing on this particular.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No. But
I see.
But when you're in the car together driving home, it all becomes very much immediate. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Anything else is going on?
No, science fairs are starting. Speaking of kids.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your son did very well on.
Yeah.
Didn't he go up statewide or something?
He did.
Like that?
He did, and won the state. But the kids are all preparing for that, and the school year is rolling along. So.
Yeah. Well, I want to get him to come out sailing this summer.
Yes, he's going to be on the team. So at the high school. So he got a lot of Christmas gifts oriented to sailing. So I think he definitely wants to go.
Yeah.
I think it was me that dropped the ball the one time it could have actually worked.
Yeah,
so.
Because it'll be fun to put him in more than these small little boats. Put him on a bigger boat and teach him how to crank and all this kind of stuff.
As long as you bring him back, Whitey, that's all right.
We'll put a life preserver on it in case he falls
Tether
overboard.
Him or something. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that'd be great. Anyway, I see a signal from Gino that we've used up our 15 minutes or whatever we're supposed to use up.
Excellent.
But anyway, thank you very much for coming on and telling us all about the Dreamland, and good luck for your opening. And if you have extra tickets, I'm sure there are lots of little girls that would love them. Okay.
It's true. Well, thank you, Whitey. It's
always
a pleasure.
Thank you, Patty. Right.